Thank you.
Good evening. I'd like to call the village board meeting for the Village of Cary for Tuesday, September 1st, 2020, to order with roll call. But first, we do have a quorum of village board members in physical attendance at the meeting tonight. However, as authorized by the Illinois Open Meetings Act, village board members Cavelli and Kraus will be participating remotely due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Betts.
Here.
Collier.
Here.
Cavelli.
Kim? Trustee Cavelli? I
She's
see
saying
her.
I'm here. I can hear
He's
her.
mute.
I can hear her too.
Kraus.
Can't hear him either. I see them.
He's there.
Stand by.
Yep. McAlpine.
Here,
Weinhammer.
here.
I see Josh on the screen. here.
Thank you. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll now move to the open forum where the public is invited to make an issue-oriented comment on any matter of public concern not otherwise on the agenda. I don't believe I had anybody sign in. Brian, is there anybody that signed in, please? Nope. Thank you. We'll go ahead and close the open forum at 6:02. A few things on my mayor's report. First and foremost, we have a retired officer. I'd like to read a proclamation in his honor. A recognition of the retirement of police officer Timothy Kelly from the Cary Police Department. Whereas Officer Tim Kelly was appointed as a police officer for the Village of Cary on October 3rd, 1991, after serving in law enforcement capacities at the Winnetka Park District and Algonquin Police Department. And whereas Officer Kelly has been an active participating in police department social events to include Cop on Top, National Night Out, and providing tours of the department's facility. And whereas Officer Kelly has been active in the enforcement of traffic laws, including enforcement of school bus stop arm violations. And whereas Officer Kelly was assigned to the department's patrol section for the majority of his career. And whereas Officer Kelly retired from the Cary Police Department on August 19th, 2020, after over 28 years of service. Now, therefore, I, Mark Koenig, Mayor of the Village of Cary, do hereby recognize the service and contributions that Officer Timothy Kelly made to the safety of the residents of the Village of Cary and wish him a long and successful retirement, dated this first day of September 2020. Tim, did you want to meet me up front?
Just a couple of additional items, as we had a employee recognition lunch for Officer Kelly on August 19th. And it was attended by his aunt and uncle. And we presented him with a shadow box with some of the memorabilia from his long career. And he also has his retirement identification card. And he will get a retirement badge when it comes in. I promise you that you'll get that as well.
Thank you very much. I'm here on behalf of a nice proclamation frame, proudly in the home. So thank you very much for all your years of service. You kept us safe, and we wish you Godspeed and safety through the rest of your time. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And Officer Kelly's accompanied by his significant other, Lonnie.
Thank our other our officers. We've got both of the deputies.
Oh.
I did see a sergeant here before, and Ron Rossi is here as well. So thank you guys for supporting this. And congratulations.
Thanks, Mayor.
Congrats, Tim.
Since we're on a roll with proclamations, I have one more. Constitution Week 2020, whereas September 17, 2020 marks the 233rd anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it's fitting and proper to officially recognize this magnificent document and the anniversary of its creation, and whereas it's fitting and proper to officially recognize the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate the occasion, and whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America, designating September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week. Now, therefore, I, Mark Hownick, Mayor of the Village of Cary, do hereby proclaim September 17th through the 23rd, 2020, to be Constitution Week in the Village of Cary, and encourage all citizens to reflect on the importance of active citizenship, recognize the enduring strength of our Constitution, and reaffirm our commitment to the rights and obligations of citizenship in this great nation. Dated this first day of September 2020. Jake will make sure that gets to where it needs to go. Thank you. I feel like I'm at a bank teller here with this. Thank you. One other thing we have is I've been asked by a couple businesses and some residents in town about where we are and how we will be able to enforce the laws in the event that something happens like that has happened in Kenosha and that's trickled down into Antioch. And I asked the chief to comment on a couple of the things and how prepared we are, so people have an understanding. I was able to give somewhat of coherent comments about what was going on, but the chief can really elaborate a little bit on how we are prepared and that we are ever so prepared to serve and protect our residents and our businesses here in the Village of Cary. Chief?
Thank you. And again, this is based on some inquiries we received by both a resident and some of the business community related to the preparations that we've made from the police department on the law enforcement side. If we were to experience some protests that we'd have to, or civil insurrection. But generally, we've had experience so far that our protests have been very orderly and peaceful. And interestingly enough, today our police officers are assigned to the ILEAS mobile field force, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But they were called out for a response to Zion, and although I don't know all of the details in regards to that, I'm led to believe that it was due to the president's travels to the Kenosha and concerned that there might be some reaction in Antioch. So they were staged in Zion, at the Zion High School. So our police officers were dedicated to that, and it would be Officer Savadra, geez, I'm sorry, and Signar. But to kind of give you a little bit of background, here's a picture of the protest that we had in June that began at Pearl in Montana and traveled the same route that we would have for a high school parade. And whenever we have one of these events, we always have an operational plan, and that's what's on the left of this slide, is the first page of our operational plan that would include, as it indicates on the slide, an event summary, personnel assignments that are on duty, and personnel assignments that are associated or assigned to the event, a map of the event, a communications plan, and then the Facebook post for the incident or the event that was organized here. So just a couple more pictures here in regards to the number of people that participated in this. We escorted them from Pearl to First and then First to the high school. Here's a better picture, and there's at least one sign in there about protesting police brutality. Everything else was pretty much no justice, no peace, or something of that nature. And then this is the number of personnel, people that participated in this particular event. So it was over a couple hundred people. And if you didn't know or didn't live along that route, you wouldn't have known that it occurred. So, and we did that based on, our interaction with the organizers and our experience with the individuals that were going to participate to some degree. But I wanted to talk to you about some of the preparations that we've made in the event that there was an incident that we would have to request assistance from outside of our organization. We belong to two mutual aid organizations that have some resources that we would use in the event that we would have a protest that was not as orderly as what you saw on June 6th. Oh, by the way, the same protest, the same organizer tried to do one about 3 weeks later, and it was the weather was rainy and there was threats of a counter protest. So we had 7 police officers there and no one showed up. I think we had 2 or 3 people show up. So we belong to something called the Northern Illinois Police Alarm System. I'll refer to it as NIPAS from this point forward. And it was as a result of some flooding that occurred in the Southern Lake, Northern Cook County. And at that time, the 15 agencies in that area decided to come up with an agreement where they would provide assistance to each other so that they could address or respond to those incidents that might overwhelm a single agency. So with NIPAS, we belong to it for 2 purposes, or our membership includes a car plan, and this is that pre-planning that we do for these incidents, and this is the alarm card for Cary, and it'll show you the level of alarm, so it's 1 through 10, and you're able to obtain 5 sworn police officers in every level. So, and then you can see that we've gone through and identified nearby agencies that we would have respond. Then we have some agency information, and then staging areas that we've pre-designated. So we've done all this planning up front in the event that we need to request assistance and then deploy that assistance when it comes here. Our NIPAS personnel, we belong to something called the Emergency Services Team, which is the equivalent of what you might have heard of as SWAT. And Detective Anthony Steinke is our member, and since May 31st, these are the calls he's gone on as a result of assistance from other communities. So Waukegan, Gurney a couple times, Grays Lake, Evanston, and then Crystal Lake. The emergency services team will do high-risk warrant service, barricaded subjects, and then QRF is a quick response force for assisting the NIPAS mobile field force. Okay, so mobile field force is that group of police officers that are specially trained to address protests. So NIPAS has a mobile field force team, and then ILEAS has a mobile field force team. We only belong to NIPAS for the emergency services team and a car plan. So we also belong to ILEAS, and ILEAS was formed in 2002, and it was a result of in response to the September 11th attacks, and it was modeled very much after what you might hear as MAVIS, a mutual aid box alarm system that was used by fire service. So it's very similar. Initially, it was set up very much like NIPAS, and now it's been organized more online. So when we ask for assistance through ILEAS, it's more related to a radius, or if there's specific equipment that we need, we can ask for it through a database that is kept up to date. We have to update it every year. So we have to update this information every year. So for both NIPAS and ILEAS, and I know I'm getting kind of bogged down in the acronyms here, but we call Northwest Central Dispatch, which is located in Arlington Heights. And we have to have certain information available to them, and we can ask for mutual aid assistance, which is just patrol vehicles or patrol officers on duty to respond in the event that we have something that overwhelms our immediate ability to respond to an incident. And then we can also ask for the mobile field force, and if we have intelligence or we can give them information in regards to why we need the mobile field force, we would contact one of the team leaders. We are in ILEAS Region 3. Region 3 is broken down into 3 areas, a north, a central, and a south. So we're in the north section. So our personnel are assigned to the mobile field force, Region 3, north section. So if we needed them, we can call them in the event that we have information or we have a issue that would require a response by specially trained police officers that handle, protests. So I did a quick search here for sworn personnel within 20 miles of our zip code, and this is how we would ask for assistance, and Northwest Central would look at this and then start calling those agencies to have them respond, generally with one patrol officer to assist us with whatever we're requesting assistance for. This is a chart that indicates that we've been very active in regards to the mobile field force. Officer Saavedra and Officer Signar are assigned to it. And as you can see, we've gone to Aurora, Batavia, Geneva, Crystal Lake, Carpentersville, and Zion today. So generally, as you can see below that, we're usually about 2 assistance a year. That's kind of what we've been averaging. We've had a plethora of requests this year in response to some of the incidents that have been occurring. So I believe that's all my, yep, that is all my slides. So
Okay.
I'd be happy to answer any questions. By the way, ILEAS in NIPAS not only address our car plan, which is just that mutual aid request or mobile field force or emergency services teams, but they also have a database full of other information in terms of interpreters, special equipment, vehicles, things of that nature. So I just want to make it known that we do this planning, pre-planning, and we do it on an annual basis because we're required to by either NIPAS or ILEAS to update our records, and that we have a plan in place in the event that something should happen and we would request or require assistance. And it would be no different than a mass casualty incident involving the fire department or a hazmat incident or a large fire, a large scale fire. They use the same or very much the same type of mechanism to request assistance, and they have that pre-planning done so that you don't have to do all that when something occurs.
Thank you, Chief. We thought that would be good information to share with our board and the community, so everybody is aware. If you're not comfortable talking about it with anybody in the public, please feel free to have them contact the chief directly, and they can get their questions answered. It seems to be a buzz going around in our business community, so we want to make sure that everybody knows that we are prepared.
We're looking too, for the village board's benefit, to add some of this information on our website as well, so we can direct residents if questions come up directly to our website for more information.
Thank you again, Chief.
Thank you, that was great.
I'm not aware of any trustee reports, so I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items number 1 through 5 as shown on the village's website and as displayed on the video monitor during the village board meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Roll call, please.
Betts,
yes?
Collier,
Yes.
Cavelli,
yes,
Kraus,
yes,
McAlpine,
Yes.
Weinhammer.
Yes.
Thank you. On to items for separate action. I'd like to open a public hearing at 6:19 p.m. for the review of an annexation agreement with respect to the development of Cary-Grove Park and annexation of property into the village of Cary. Brian. Go ahead, Brian.
All right, thank you, Mayor. The request before the board this evening is related to the development of Cary-Grove Park. As the board's aware, the Park District has petitioned the village to annex the property into the village, and then has a multi-phase development of that property that's planned over the upcoming years. There's a few items that are on the agenda this evening that are related to the project. Specifically, there's 3 actions that would be requested of the board this evening. I'll summarize those here in a little detail. But then if there's additional questions as far as the individual aspects of the proposal, I do have additional slides that I can go through if the board has more concerns or details they want to have addressed. Specifically, the first item on the agenda this evening is the annexation agreement. That agreement will specify the terms for the voluntary annexation of the Park District property into the Village of Cary. Essentially, it establishes the parameters as far as how the property will be zoned upon its annexation, and then other terms additional that the staff and the Park District have come to terms with over the prior year within the agreement. Specifically, we'll dedicate the right-of-way for a future extension of First Street. We'll not construct the roadway, but we'll at least reserve that right-of-way so that if the village does seek to develop that roadway at some point in the future, that right-of-way will be reserved for that construction. Also, there'll be terms for the zoning of the property and then related to the payment of fees as well for development of the site. Following, if the board approves the annexation agreement, the next step would be to approve the physical annexation of the property into the village, including the plan of annexation. And then finally, following that would be the approval or review of the zoning entitlements for the property. The zoning board reviewed the project during a public hearing in August and made a recommendation to the board of approval for plat of dedication, a map amendment to rezone the property when it is annexed in the village. It defaults to our E1 zoning district, proposing to rezone it to the PO district for the park use, and then also approving of a plan development for the multi-phased development of the site. Just to give a very brief overview for the plan development, the project can be broken down into 3 phases. The first phase has already been constructed in unincorporated McHenry County, which includes the soccer fields and parking lot to the north or the south portion of the site along Three Oaks Road. The second phase, which is the more immediate phase of development, will include a new aquatic center with concession buildings, parking, and also the dedication of the right-of-way mentioned. That's highlighted in the blue area in this image. And then finally, a third phase would be a more long-term development phase, which will include a potential indoor recreation center, additional athletic fields on the site, and parking facilities that would serve those uses. The PUD plan development would include various use exceptions for this property that would permit uses that may not generally be permitted within the underlying zoning district to be allowed based off the size of the property. Would allow the Park District more guidance as far as how they can develop the site going forward without having additional zoning hearings being required for future modifications to the plan.
Brian, can I hold you? Stop for one quick second. Our friends that are on Zoom, I want to make sure, is everybody able to hear the comments being made by staff or anybody on the board? Does everybody have an opportunity to hear that? Everybody could hear? Okay. Just, you know, I finally got a computer so I can see everybody that's participating on Zoom so we don't forget everybody. We've had some technical difficulties today. Our internet goes on and off. So I just want to make sure that everybody is still there and able to hear us and everybody can understand what's being said. If you can't hear anybody anymore, please let us know and we'll try our best. We have our IT staff is here as well to aid us. So thank you, Brian. I just wanted to make sure that everybody was hearing what you were saying.
Sure, no problem. As with any decisions that the board makes or the village makes, we always refer back to the village's comprehensive plan. Specifically, there is guidance within the plan for this site that speaks towards the desire to annex the property and development for a actively programmed community park. The Park District's plans do mirror this guidance within the comprehensive plan and does support the long-term vision of the village for the use of this property. In summary, that's the extent of information I want to provide before the board this evening. If there are questions on the basics of the plan or the specifics of the plan, I'd be more than happy to go into more detail on those. As the board's aware, you've seen the proposal from the Park District a few months ago prior to the start of the zoning process. But essentially, the requested actions this evening are to review and approve the annexation agreement, the actual physical annexation of the property, and then the granting of the zoning entitlements for the property through the PUD. be happy to answer any questions that there are from the board or the public.
Anybody have any questions for, anybody on Zoom have any questions for Brian right now? Nope, I'm seeing shaking heads.
We have no attendees here. Either from the public- from the
Yeah,
public.
there are no public attendees here right now. Go on.
That's my presentation.
Okay, thank you. Since there's no attendees, I'm going to go ahead and close the hearing at 6:26. Now moving along, I will entertain a motion to approve the ordinance approving entry into the annexation agreement between the Village of Cary and Cary Park District for the property commonly known as Cary-Grove Park.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments regarding this? We've kind of gone through this before. This went through ZPA with flying colors, came with a unanimous positive recommendation for those that were questioning that. No questions or comments on that?
I'm excited about it. So I'm very much looking forward to bringing this to our community. And I had some questions ahead of time that staff was able to answer. My main one was regarding timeframes, because I thought it was important. I think we need to learn from past situations that we need to have timeframes in place. So I was glad to see that we at least have some timeframes for what we're looking to get accomplished when you guys are looking to get it accomplished. So thank you.
Okay, no other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Collier,
Yes.
Cavelli,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
McAlpine,
Yes?
Weinhammer,
Yes.
Betts.
Yes.
In that same motion, I will entertain a motion to approve an ordinance providing the annexation of certain described real estate known as Cary-Grove Park into the Village of Cary.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or? Okay, roll call, please.
Cavelli,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
McAlpine,
Yes?
Weinhammer,
Yes.
Betts,
Yes.
Collier.
Yes.
Thank you. And finally, I will entertain a motion to approve an ordinance granting approval of a map amendment, plat of dedication, and plan development for the Cary-Grove Park property.
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Kraus,
Yes.
McAlpine,
Yes?
Weinhammer,
Yes.
Betts,
Yes.
Collier,
Yes.
Cavelli.
Yes.
Well, that's a wrap for the Park District. Congratulations, welcome. We're welcoming 75 more acres into the Village of Cary, and we're thrilled for you, and we're excited for the construction to begin. There's a lot of good things happening in the village. It's going to be a very busy year around the village, so good luck, and let us know if there's anything that we could do to help you through the process. It's been a pleasure working with you, and let's get this done. Thank you very much.
Yeah, appreciate all the work that Director Simmons has done on this.
Yeah.
A lot of behind-the-scenes work that went on here to help this come to fruition. Obviously, Dan Jones has been a great partner too, working with the Park District.
That Dan
So,
Jones?
yes. That Dan Jones, behind the mask.
Behind the mask.
Behind the
I can't
mask.
see that guy back
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So the good news is our residents are the ones that benefit from this. So good job, you guys.
It's been a long time coming, so thank you very much.
Would be inappropriate if I just address the board. Just
Go,
one-
come on up.
I won't take a lot of your time.
Limit it to 30 minutes, okay?
So just wanted to say, I want to echo what Jake said. Brian has been nothing but a wonderful assistance. Jake has been extremely supportive, in addition to Eric Morimoto on the staff, all the way through this process. So thank you, Brian. We do appreciate it. Very quickly, I have been around the Park District for a very long time, 20-plus years. This piece of property was purchased only shortly before I started with the Park District. I've seen 2 other attempts to annex this piece of property into the village. Both predated my time as executive director. And so what I want to say is this is a long time coming for both the Park District and the village. I'm proud of all of you for it. I'm proud of Brian. I'm proud of our team that's here, and I'm proud of our board, because this is a good thing for the Village of Cary. And we should all be, as a collective, intergovernmental cooperation, getting something done. We should all be proud of what we've done for the residents.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Dan.
Under 30 minutes, too.
Yeah, that was under 30 minutes. Wow, I was going to take a quick break, yeah. All right, administrator report.
Mayor, Village Board, just wanted to give a quick update related to the census. We've had great results so far. Our response rate has been 85%, which is incredible. Not that we're keeping score, but we're ahead of many of our area municipalities, which is good. I'm not keeping score, but someone else is. So with the 85%, there's still 15% that have not responded. So I encourage anyone here, the deadline is September 30th. Encourage those that are here, the Park District, encourage your neighbors to complete that census. It's very important for us. So that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Jake. Chief Finley? Thank you. Director Simmons?
Just want to give a brief update to the board for the downtown strategic plan. We're working with our consultant team to coordinate and host a open house or workshop in the downtown area to allow the public to come out and provide feedback or input on the plan. That'll be scheduled for Saturday, September 19th from 9 a.m. to noon. We're still working out the final details as far as a safety plan to make sure that we're socially distant and compliant from that perspective, but we'll be outdoors in the downtown, so we'll be an opportunity for the public to come and participate and give initial feedback on the plan. We'll give additional information will be out distributed here in the future, but we're still finalizing that, but likely will be advertised before the end of this week, that date.
Thank you, Brian. Director Morimoto?
Yes. Want to make sure these Cavalian crowds get some Zoom echoing going. But few updates for you.
Uh-oh.
I think the echoing is going. Or you could give the report.
Wait, IT is coming up. I should say, Rob is coming up to our rescue. Just one moment, please.
Do we have any music to play while we're on hold?
You can sing something, hum a few bars.
Yeah, not me.
Park District could be excused, thank you.
We know that's not how Eric sounds.
You're doing a rap thing. We're that close, that close.
Yeah. We've almost made it.
We can see them.
He was just kind of piecemeal.
Pretty much.
Should we just try it again?
All right. How does that sound?
Much better.
Better for our end. Kim and Jeff, can you hear?
For a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Good, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Rob. So for Public Works, just a quick few updates. Our downtown projects are underway. We have the resurfacing of the south commuter lots resuming paving tomorrow. They had to stop a few days for some weather, but that will be resuming shortly. And then the striping will follow with the lot reopening to public use very soon. The underground utility work and our sidewalk widening is also going to resume this week. And then we hope to get that sidewalk work wrapped up shortly after that. So that project is also nearing completion. And then our Safe Routes to School funded project over on West Main Street. That is the new sidewalk extension and safety median. The contractor had hoped to start today, but there is a small utility relocation delay that's being addressed by one of the utilities. And once that is done, they'll get started in the next week or so. So we'll keep the public and the board posted on that job. But at this point, it's not a major delay and shouldn't stop the project from finishing this season. That's what I have for today.
Thank you very much. Any future agenda items and discussion by the village board? None said. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please. Sorry.
Betts,
Yes.
Collier,
Yes.
McAlpine,
Yes.
Weinhammer,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Cavelli.
Yes.
Thank you. We are adjourned. Thank you very much. I have some of my fellow mayors and talked about this at our